Welcome to Roll Call. I'm Mike Bonenant.
I'm still Steve Crowninshield. Michael, how are you?
Pretty good, Steve. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I see you survived the election.
Just barely, yes, I did. But, yeah, had no problem with it. Seems like a whole ton of other people did, but, that's still going on.
You know the weirdest part about the election, the day after the election? It was still Wednesday. Still had to get them go to work. And pretty much not too much change.
Yeah, no. You know what? I'm going to guess. I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to go, like, after January 20th, when there's the inauguration and then the new president takes over. It's still going to be January 21st.
Yes.
We're probably still going to have to go to work.
It'll be cold.
And very little much will change. No, I'm going for 55 in January.
Okay,
really.
right,
Yeah,
that's fine.
warm, nice.
Yeah, in the big city here, the election went well. That early voting, I think it was a great idea.
Oh, absolutely.
They said there was about it averaged about 500 ballots extra per precinct. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's like and it come out to I think a quarter.
That did early voting?
Yeah, 500 ballots per precinct, and I think it's like 8 precincts.
Yeah, but that's a lot. I mean,
That's
some
a lot.
precincts have,
It averaged out about a third, I think a quarter or a third, a percentage, a decent percentage of each precinct voted early.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
That's
it
excellent.
was, because you know what? There was a line in the beginning, but again, people that don't vote go to work. But I worked at Friedman, and everybody's worried, not everybody, they're all concerned, and they had to make sure the rules were in place, and I was told that at 8 o'clock I was to stand behind the last voter. Whoever's in line up to 8 o'clock could vote. But after 8 o'clock, nobody could get in line, and we had it all planned out that at 8 o'clock I'd stand behind the last person. At 7:30 it was pretty much a ghost town. Yeah. And they had a great turnout. They had over close to 2,000 people, like 1,900 voted,
Wow.
including the 500 ballot, the
early
ballot. So yeah, it was. I think it was a great idea.
Yeah, I hope that's the start of something in the future, that they do the early balloting, or they find a better way to ballot so that people don't have to just have that one day to go out to the polls and vote.
Michael, don't get me
so
started.
much easier. Well, Steve, it's my job on the show to get you started.
Why can't we vote on Saturday?
Why does it have to be just one day, Steve?
Why can't we vote Saturday and Sunday?
Why can't it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Well,
Saturday,
because I'd assume there'd be a cost that
I get that.
Okay. But why can't we vote Saturday and Sunday? Why can't it be the first full weekend in November?
Works for me.
Because let's see, most people have Saturday off, and if you're very faithful and it's against your faith on a Saturday or Sunday, then you get the opposite day to do it. You could do it and go to breakfast with your family. Most people have Saturdays and Sundays off as a rule. Or, so wouldn't that make sense?
Certainly would. Works for me.
I don't know. And then they split it over the 2 days, plus with that early election, early voting. I don't know. How come? Because we can.
Okay.
You know why we vote
That
on
works.
Tuesdays, right? Did I tell you this before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You haven't told them that, though.
It started, urban myth is that it goes back to colonial days when there was, we're a farming and agricultural society. October you couldn't vote because it was very busy. The crops were coming in, all that kind of baloney. You couldn't vote on Sunday. Everybody went to church, and so Monday for the farm was catch-up day. So Tuesday was just an okay day. So that's why they had the first Tuesday in November to vote. The crops were in. Sunday that you did what you had just at the farm to keep it going. It was a day of worship. So Monday you had stuff to do. So Tuesday, and it's been that way ever since. Why can't we change it?
Change.
Why?
Because that's the way it was.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. But I don't ride the
There's
best to
still
work
farms.
anymore. Yes, there is, but it's.
No, I get your point, Steve.
But anyway, everybody.
Hey, they've taken a step. Okay, they've allowed early voting.
You're right.
So take what you can get.
This is
okay?
true. This is true.
Take what you
And
can
the
get.
other thing the city did too, which I was glad they modified, is the city sends out a census every year, and if you don't return it, they automatically take you off the ballot.
Yes.
Well, in years past, you'd had to go to City Hall and get it straightened out and then come back. Now they had a person right there, so that if you were taken off the ballot, you went in and said, "Hi, I'm Steve Crowninshield, I live here." They show them some kind of ID because that's where you live. They put you back on the census, and you could vote immediately. So that eliminated a lot of problems.
No, that's good. It was good to see that a lot of people came out, no matter who you were for, no matter what the outcome,
Correct.
you liked it, you didn't like it. It's good that people voted. It's very important that you put your vote out there. So
Now you have the right to complain because you voted.
complain, not riot. No, just
Well, that's a whole
complain.
day. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but we won't go there.
No.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about right now? We want to talk about what's coming up, like in the next couple of weeks, like
We can for it,
you know, election season's over, so you know what that means. You know, of course, we were talking about this by Halloween. It's Christmas season now. Here we go. We're off.
Already.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So, and you know, in the city, we have the Silver City. We have the Christmas City, really.
Yes, we do.
Every year.
We do a nice job. I got to give us credit.
Well, we don't do much with
Well,
it.
no.
I haven't seen you out there stringing up lights, Steve. I haven't. But
The city in general. I'll take credit for
yeah,
the city.
okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
that's take one for the team there, buddy.
Yeah.
But yes, the Lights On is coming up. Steve knows the date and the Christmas parade as well, and hopefully he knows the time. Let's see.
Lights on is at night.
Yep.
Christmas
Perfect.
parade's during the day.
Excellent.
What more do you have to know?
That's what I count on you, Steve. Thank you very much.
Lights on is Saturday, December 3rd, and that usually is at the lights on is like at 6, but there's stuff to do. There's a lot of the stores have different acts, singing and local school kids and
Right.
So there's a whole bunch of. So if you get there around 4 or 5 o'clock, they get those tram rides and all that kind of stuff. That's on Saturday. The lights on and the fireworks. I like this. Mayor Hoy has moved that up to Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's much better.
Oh, I agree. Much better than having it on a Friday.
Yes. Yeah. A, the traffic's less, so less for the detour.
Yep.
And B, people, again, going back to that Saturday thing, a lot of people have Saturday off. They can get there with the kids. It really is fun. You need to come downtown, walk around a little bit, go out to eat or something like that. It is, and they're doing a nice job in the green. It looks pretty and all that kind of baloney. Then the parade.
Steve did that.
Yeah.
Nice work.
And the parade is December 4th, which is a Sunday. The parade kicks off at noontime. And the parade's usually a couple hours long.
Yeah.
And it's down, the Broadway route, down from Broadway all the way through the city behind Merriman out that way. That's the 4th, so that's always good.
And if you're looking to travel through the city on that weekend,
Don't.
Yeah, find another way. Go around. Absolutely.
Because on Saturday, they shut the green down about 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, they shut it down about 11, and it's not reopened until about 3.
Yeah.
Ballpark.
Thereabouts.
Yeah.
It kind of goes in stages. As the parade finishes, they'll open
Oh.
portions of Broadway and stuff. So
They got that road race now, too. They have a road race in the morning before the parade. The Jingle
Yeah.
Bell Run or Jingle Bell...
that's not in town, though.
Yeah.
That's in town now,
Yeah,
too?
they have a road race in the morning around 10 or 11, like from the old mall or City Hall, and the post office, and they run up through up Broadway and around and down. So, yeah, they have some. It may not be the Jingle Bell Run. I don't want to offend anybody because that got copyrighted. Remember that big
Yes.
hoo-ha over that?
Yes.
So, okay, let me rephrase that. Take everything I just said back. They're having a road race before the parade
Yeah.
on that Sunday morning. Yeah, so stay away from the green. Unless you've got business down there dropping your kids off or something, it's going to be a traffic mess.
Stay away that Saturday or Sunday. All right. All right, that's it, show.
That's it, I'm
That's
done.
our show for tonight. Yeah, after the election and what's coming up.
I'm
now.
pretty tired.
Just kidding. We got a few stories for you. So, all right, I'll start. How's that?
Much better.
First report from Officer Matt Squatto, Detective Matt Squatto. This is from 733 Somerset Ave, where Sergeant Squatto and members of the Vice Unit executed a search warrant at that address. The target of the investigation was a Mata Amorum. When they went to the house to serve the warrant, they actually found her in a vehicle outside. They identified themselves to her, asked her to exit the vehicle, told her they had a search warrant for her. She immediately stated that there were drugs inside her pocketbook, inside the vehicle. They did do a search of the house. They found numerous items, including suspected heroin or fentanyl in numerous plastic twists, cell phones, some money, scales, another batch of 66 grams of heroin or /fentanyl. It'll be tested at the lab, as well as some ammunition and a firearm. So, Ms. Amorum was subsequently placed under arrest and she was transported to the police station. She is charged with trafficking in fentanyl, possession of a firearm without a license to carry, and possession of ammunition.
This next report is a report of Officer Lynn Pena. Actually, it's a whole bunch of reports. This is just Lynn Pena's. I was working this night. This is a hit and run up on Washington Street. The call came in originally as a man down. They weren't sure what happened. He was laying on the sidewalk, So as the officer gets on the scene, he starts looking around, and the only thing at the scene was obviously the guy. It was a little mess, and a bicycle tire. There was no other debris. There was no other. Usually, like on a hit and run or a car accident, there's always like reflectors, pieces of plastic, something shatters. And the only reason I know this, I saw it. The scene was clean except for one. Lieutenant Roddick found it after a piece of a license plate bracket, a plastic piece of a license plate bracket that fell. So when as the officers get this, before I get there, they start saying, "Hey, this don't look like just a guy that fell. There's something. It looks to be like there could be more to it." Come to find out, this poor guy was riding a bicycle. A car hit him and took off. Hit him so hard that the only thing left was the front tire of the bicycle. The bicycle itself and everything. Later we find out a shoe was taken with him, taken with the car. I'm not telling you any secrets out of church here, because you can go up to Washington Street and see it. What happened when the bike got wedged under the car, a piece of metal from the bike, a piece of steel, must have been the axle or something, was dragging on the road. There was a line, a solid line up to North Pleasant Street. Then it hit a bump, and it was a partial line. And why I say you can see it, because Lieutenant Roddick, when he came back to reconstruct it, he marked it all out. And that line was all the way up to Park Street, just on a separate thing. So now they realize it's a car accident. Lieutenant Roddick comes into reconstruction. He's one of our reconstruction guys. They start looking around, so he sends an email. This is late at night. Now it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Ernie Creech on the midnight shift. Everybody's kind of looking. They don't know what they're looking for. They're looking for the bicycle, some kind of vehicle. Again, we don't know what kind or anything like that. They find a vehicle up on Park Street. They believe that's the vehicle. They run the plate. They find the owner. She says her son has it. They look around, and don't they know they found the bicycle and the shoe. So they take all this kind of stuff, and the plate, the piece of the plastic that broke off, they find that. The guy, Paul goes up to the car, and sure enough, it just fits right up in there, perfect. They find the shoe. The shoe was matched. One of the shoes got knocked off at the scene. They find that later on, so now they know it's the vehicle from there. Long story short, now they get the vehicle. Now they got to find the operator. That's that's where Detective Pena comes in. She, her and Trooper Anne Marie Robinson from the State Police assisted. So at approximately 1300 hours, informing the town police received a call from a caller who identified herself as a Maria Davick. Now she's the registered owner of the vehicle. The caller stated that her vehicle had broke down a few days ago on Park Street in town and had been towed. The caller wanted to find out the location of her vehicle. They thought that it wasn't the voice of the woman. Detective Pena talked to the woman. They were talking, they played the tape back, and at that point they confirmed that that was not her voice. That it was the voice of the girlfriend, Cecil. So they informed that the poor guy passed away about a day or two later. They brought him in for an interview. She explained that she went for a ride in her boyfriend's car. The boyfriend was with her. She was driving, so the bike popped out in front of her. She didn't think she hit him. She hit the brakes, and there was a loud bang, saw the bike go into the car. She stated that Ryan screamed at her to keep going. Cecil explained that she continued to drive her car down Wash Street and turn to Park Street. She then parked the car. They removed the bike that was stuck underneath the car, took the bike, threw it in the woods, which was adjacent to the car. She asked how the victim boot got in the woods. She said that she threw the boot into the woods. At the conclusion, both Cecil Kilsby Munifo and Ryan O'Day were placed under arrest. She was charged with leaving the scene of an accident death resulting in intimidation of a witness by misleading police, and Ryan O'Day was accessory after the fact. It was a tragic accident. It was late at night, or around 11 o'clock at night. If she had stopped, I don't know if the poor kid would have made it, guy would have made it, but it would have made this a lot less tragic. It was tragic anyways.
Yeah.
The poor guy was, the impact of the accident was terrible. He was in bad shape. But now you don't have this hanging over you. She's 19 years old. She's
in serious trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You say it so much better.
Well, all right. This next report is from Patrolman Arsenio Chavs. He responded to a Madison Street address in the early morning hours. I want to say quite early. How about 2:23?
Was God still sleeping?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Where a woman reported she could hear what she sounded like a blowtorch outside her window. When she looked outside, there were flames outside her window. She also could see that the fence in her yard was now on fire. The Taunton Fire Department responded as well. The fire department said that what they saw, Captain Steve Levine from the fire department said what he described as a fluid trail over by the fence, said it was something that like maybe someone had actually put liquid there and lit it. The woman there said that she believed that her ex-boyfriend was the one responsible for it, and that previously when they had an altercation or they had a problem, he would go up to the Sunoco station on Broadway. Well, one of the officers, Patrolman Josh Oliveira, went up to the area of the Sunoco station just to see who was around, and he comes upon a white male walking a dog, has a conversation with him. Turns out he actually is Mr. Sean Galano, who was the ex-boyfriend. They start to talk to him. Lieutenant Joyce is up there as well. They ask him to take his hands out of his pocket. When he does, the officer observed what he appeared to be a spray can sticking out of his right pocket. Asked him what it was. He said it was a can of starter fluid. Because, you know, most of us walk around with starter fluid at 2:23 in the morning, which is the thing to do. They also found a lighter on him. When they asked him if he smoked, he said he did not. Needless to say, after a few minutes, Mr. Galano was taken into custody. He is charged with defacing property over $250 and burning property.
Let's get the 2-minute finger, Mike.
You got the 2-minute finger?
Yeah.
Well, it's better than the 1-minute finger usually,
Well, listen,
Steve.
I do have some news.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
I have, I'm very fortunate. I got 3 lovely daughters. 2 of them are married.
Yes, you do.
My oldest gives me my first grandson. I feel like, oh, never mind. My oldest gave me my first grandson. So my youngest, not to be outdone, Tyler, I told her my left arm was empty. I had a spot for her, so I'm going to be a grandfather again.
Congratulations,
Thank
Stephen.
you. So I got, I'm working on my left arm so I can have one in each. So it's just, you know.
There's still another daughter to go, though.
She's not married yet. And, you know, she does have a wonderful boyfriend, so
Well, you better hope one of them's walking before you need another arm.
I'll get a little backpack. There's always
There
a
you
way,
go.
Mike. There's always,
This is true.
There's always something. So yeah,
Well, congratulations.
the Crowninshield clan is expanded by 1.
Are you Grandpa, Papa,
Pa.
Pepe?
Pa.
Pa?
Pa, yeah, because it's easy to spell.
Well,
PA.
yeah, well, that works.
You've seen some of my reports. Spelling is not my strong point.
Pa it is. All right, well, congratulations again,
Thank you.
and thank you folks for watching.